Hey, you want to become a top 1% earner in this country while providing a really necessary service to the top 0.1%? Then you're going to want to stick around for this video because we're going to be breaking down the RealClean Aircraft Detailing franchise opportunity. But first, some introductions for you. My name's Jason Revere. I am the owner of Revolution Franchise Brokers. And what we do is we help our clients find the best franchise opportunities that match their skill set, their drive, their ambition. We connect them with funding sources. We really help them out from end to end during the discovery process to help cut down the noise, cut down the BS, and find only the best opportunities for them. If you want to learn more about our services, you can hit up our website. It's revfran.com. It's revfran.com. But enough about us. Who cares about us, right? Who cares about us? We're here to talk about you and what your future could look like if you owned a RealClean Aircraft Detailing franchise. And you may be thinking, listen, I've never even heard of such a thing. Aircraft detailing? Heard of auto detailing, right? Well, aircraft get dirty too. And heck, it's a hell of a lot more important to upkeep those things because we're talking about 5 to 10 to 20 to $100 million of equipment there that they need to keep clean, keep maintained, and they need to find people to do it. The problem with that is, though, in this industry, it's a really fragmented industry, and really a lot of times these people who own these multi-million-dollar aircraft have to rely on local mom and pop auto detailing shops. They got to call them. Hey, can you come clean my airplane for me? And it's, they send a couple of dudes that you probably wouldn't trust to clean your El Camino, let alone your, Pilatus or your G6 or whatever aircraft that you've got. And so this franchise right here is first and only, goes without saying, since I just gave you that whole little dissertation there about how fragmented the industry is, but they're the first and only aircraft detailing franchise out there. And there's a couple reasons why I really love this franchise, even though it is still relatively new. They've got a handful of locations. They've proven the model, and we're going to get into a lot of those details here. I'll provide for you a lot of reasons why I feel that this is a great opportunity. But I want to give you a little background here on this franchise before we dive into this. Number one, the industry itself, it's not a niche industry. This is not some cottage industry. This is a really high-end industry. It's about a $2 billion a year industry that is already existing that provides aircraft detailing, aircraft cleaning, and maintenance services for aircraft that exists already that you can get into and become a part of, which is pretty cool. But there are no national competitors, as I mentioned before. No national competitors. You're only competing really against mom and pop shops. This type of business is a mobile business. It means you don't have to have a brick and mortar. It's fully mobile. You're going to be deploying out your workforce to do that. And we'll get into the details here in a moment. As I mentioned before, we're going to do a little background though first. So this company was founded in 2004. So they've been doing this for about 21 years now. So 21 years of experience doing this. They began franchising though in 2023. Let's see, franchising since 2023. And they built a really robust system with a lot of training, a lot of resources, a lot of support. All of the marketing is going to be really handled for you from the franchisor level. So you don't have to have any expertise. You don't have to have any knowledge of I don't even know where to find people that own aircraft. Hell, I don't know how to find people that own aircraft. I mean, I know I can find a couple people. I've known some folks in my life, been fortunate enough to fly on private aircraft in a previous life. It's a pretty cool experience. And I can tell you firsthand that these people spend a lot of money on upkeep of their aircraft. And so they're willing to pay. They're looking for these types of businesses that can help them to maintain a very clean aircraft, because they're going to be flying around some pretty important people, as you can imagine: athletes, celebrities, CEOs, business tycoons. Hell, man, maybe even some Saudi folks that come in over here and maybe doing some nefarious stuff. I kid. Don't shut me down, YouTube. All right, but I digress. Let's take a look here So you can see some visuals here. Should be able to see my screen. Now this is their corporate website, RealClean Aircraft Detailing. Look at this. I mean, come on. You could either buy an auto detailing franchise for roughly the same investment, which we're going to get into the investment here, or and you're dealing with people's El Caminos, as I said before, or Chevy Malibus, or you could be cleaning these things. How cool would that be? Look at this. You got all this cool stuff here. You got a little spinny guy that's cleaning off the aircraft. You're cleaning their wheels here. You got the landing gear, all that stuff here, maintaining the windows and the wings and all the cool stuff, right? Look at how neat this stuff looks, right? Super cool. All right, so this is their website here, as I mentioned before, and I did mention that they do have locations already existing. Let's take a look at those right here. So if you live in any one of these little blue dots here, sorry to tell you that you missed out. So better luck next time. Still reach out to us. We'll find you a great franchise. But as you can see here, it's still plenty of opportunity here. They're really gunning after this Phoenix, Arizona location here. There's a lot of really high-end folks that live out in this area here that are looking to that own aircraft that need them to be cleaned. So is that going to be you? Give us a call. We'll hook you up. I did talk to them. They did say that Dallas, Texas was sold. I don't see any pings here. But again, if you're in one of these gray areas or blue areas, whatever that is, your location is still available. So let's get into the investment. So the initial investment. So if you're taking notes, write this down. You're going to need to come to the table with anywhere between $235,000 to $415,000 to get this business up and running. 235 to 413 is your range. I've done a little bit of due diligence on my end here. I think you're probably going to be good with about 350 K to get the business up and running, and that's if you want to run this as a semi-passive, semi-absentee from the onset. Hire a manager to do that, and that number includes all of your startup capital plus enough working capital to keep your business up and running for between 3 and 6 months. That's why I did a little bit on the higher end there. So let's call it 6 months of working capital to make sure that your business has enough runway. Yeah, you like that? Pardon the pun there. Enough runway to get yourself to becoming cash flow positive. But who cares about the investment? What about the revenue? Right? Because it's all about the revenue, right? All about the money. So how much money are they reporting that you could potentially make from this franchise opportunity? And this is where it gets really cool. Their reporting location here in their item 19 of the franchise disclosure document states top line earnings, that's top line revenue, gross revenue. If you don't know what that means, watch another one of our videos or call us up, we'll tell you, of $1.9 million of revenue from a singular location. So it's roughly just under $2 million of revenue with $1 million of gross profit. This is a high profit business. Okay, you're talking 50% gross margins, so a little bit more than 50% gross profit margins. Again, if you don't know what that means, call us up. We'll tell you, or just watch another video or get a book, whatever you got to do to learn what that means. But if you don't know what that means, you probably shouldn't be looking at business anyway. All right, $424,000 of net profitability. Net profit, that's bottom line, okay? And that includes the manager's salary. So the manager's salary is already part of your operating expenses, okay? It comes out of your overhead already. So that's a 22.1% net profit margin, okay? $424,000 off of a $1.9 million top line. That is a really high net profitability number. Number of reasons for that. Again, as I mentioned before, there's not a brick and mortar, so you're not covering the expense of having a rent, leased space, or a mortgage on the facility. You don't have any upkeep on the facility, electrical, or anything like that. It's a low employee count type business as well. It's not like you're opening up a McDonald's or something and you got 110 kids that you got to oversee. With high attrition, high turnover rate, you're going to be hiring good people, solid people that are likely going to be coming from the auto detailing industry and looking for some way of earning more money and getting to work with, again, some really cool stuff, meeting some really cool people along the way. So you're going to be able to retain those employees a heck of a lot better than you would if you owned an auto detailing um, business. So those are the revenue numbers. Rewind if you need a review of those. How do they do their territories? So again, when you buy into a franchise, you're going to have a territory, right? Some offer protected territories, some do not. All depends on what franchise you're looking at. So this franchise in particular here gives you a protected territory, and you're going to be operating in and around a local or regional airport that has within your territory 400 registered aircrafts. Okay, and who are you going to be dealing with? You're going to be obviously dealing with individual owners who own aircraft. So these can be business owners, most likely that do a lot of business travel, and they own that as a depreciable asset for their business. And so you're going to be dealing one-on-one with the owner of that aircraft to do specialized services, mostly cleaning, but doing some really cool stuff like paint restoration, where they don't have to worry about getting their aircraft repainted and spending. It's usually a multi-six-figure type of an investment to get that aircraft repainted. You're going to be able to come in about 30 grand or so and restore that paint to its original luster, saving them a ton of money. You make a huge windfall for your business. You're going to be providing services like that, but a lot of cleaning, a lot of minor little maintenance things that you're going to be providing for them. But you're also going to be dealing with a lot of B2B stuff. So fleet owners, right? You're talking to the regional fleets or national fleets that own multiple aircraft that are going to be flying into these airports. They're going to call you up. You're going to send out a team to get it detailed while they're in the FBO. They're doing their thing. If you don't know what FBO stands for, look it up. But fixed base operations. And let's see what else we got here. You're going to be dealing with potentially celebrities, as I mentioned before. How cool is that? So what if you don't know jack about operating this type of a business, which you probably don't? They've got a really great training system. I've talked to some of their franchise owners and some of the founders of this business. They put together a really robust training program to not only get you up to speed on what it's like to operate this business from the financial side of things, the marketing side of things, hiring, training, and retaining quality team members, but they get you fully trained up on everything that you need to do. And it's going to be done from on-the-job training, where you're going to be going to their site. I believe it's in Chicago, and learning there 40 hours while you're there on site. But you're going to be learning a lot of stuff online through their really robust LMS system, learning management system that they've put together, not only, again, for you, but for your future employees. So every time you hire an employee, you're going to put them into the LMS. They're going to learn the ropes of that business. So you have a really great, consistent outcome for your business. Not a lot of moving parts for this, not a lot of barriers to entry with regard to this. If you want to own this type of a business, they are relatively new, but they are on the SBA registry. So you can qualify for an SBA loan. You're going to be needing to come to the table. If you've got good credit, 720 to about 800 or so, you're going to need to come to the table with between 20 and 25% of the initial investment down. Okay, and that's your cash infusion part of that. So let's say it's 350,000. 20% of that is going to be, what is that, 80, 90 grand, give or take. So you're going to need to come to the table with that. If you get really high-end credit, anything that's 800, 810, 820 and above, you might be able to get away with only 10% cash infusion, which in this case would be about $35,000. So, by the way, my math is absolutely terrible. Before, 70,000 would be 20%. Shame on me for not knowing that. So if you are interested in this franchise, a lot of really cool stuff to do. You can do your own research on there, but you're going to be clicking buttons and then they're going to be calling you, and who the hell knows you're going to be talking to somebody that doesn't know what they're talking about. Come to us first. We'll connect you with the right people to really expedite this process here. We'll also put you in touch with our funding partners so they can begin sourcing the funds for you. If you got the liquid, you don't need to worry about that. Still hit us up anyway. We'll provide you a lot of research on the front end of this. If you like this video, by the way, go ahead and click subscribe and give us a like. comment on here too. Just let us know if you want us to review any other type of franchise. We'd be happy to do that for you. But that's the RealClean Aircraft Detailing franchise. Don't wait if you are interested in this. They are growing very, very rapidly. So act quick if you are interested in this. But that's it. Hit up our website, revbrand.com. Like and subscribe, blah, 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 blah. Already said all of that. Thanks for tuning